Today's video is all about acknowledging positives when there are quite obvious and overt positives for us to celebrate, and optimism as well. I could start with the weather. I'm walking right into the sun here, so can't really see myself on the screen. Probably a good thing. I've never known a January like this. Is it an endorsement from nature? Some kind of symbolism that there's light at the end of the tunnel? In this month of light, this month of winter light, January, of benign, mild, sunny, dry, calm weather. Is it a forebearer for what's to come? Is it a gentle sign from nature that everything's going to be okay? Because do you know what? Maybe it is, and that's what I want to talk about today. Let's put all the trauma and turmoil and all of the harrowing circumstances that many of us have gone through, certainly including myself, to one side and acknowledge that we are making an unbelievable difference in this country. Every country's citizens around the world have their own battles to fight and their own wars to win. We are all united as one global consciousness in defeating the same enemy with the same values of freedom and truth and integrity. But each country's citizens must take responsibility for defeating the tyranny in their own country, and I think that is what we are doing, and we can celebrate that. And what I want to say is, it's easy, because I'm seeing it quite a lot, for people to, because we've been subject to such a multifaceted psychological attack in so many different aspects of our lives. It's easy for us not to believe those positives when we see them, but believe them we must, because they are, and we have a choice. We have a choice either to acknowledge what we are seeing. So, yesterday's announcement that restrictions are being rolled back. Now, we can choose to say this isn't good news because it's all part of their plan to make us complacent, and then bang, they're going to hit us with some other deranged stuff a couple of months down the line. That may be the case, yeah, possibly, yeah. I can certainly see that. I'm not naive. But what if that doesn't happen? What if this is just the next step on our road to freeing ourselves from this enslavement? What if we are now in the ascendancy and they do have their backs against the wall? What if they've got nowhere to hide? Let's acknowledge the quite overt, obvious, tangible positives that we can see around us. The people waking up, the people not complying, the people asking questions, the indomitable, bright British fighting spirit that's rising to the surface in people around us. The fact that the media are finally starting to ask some questions, which, as I've said before, we can focus on the fact that they are rats, like rats fleeing a sinking ship, and they are. And I've made clear my opinion on how the perpetrators and orchestrators and enablers of this should face the most severe punishment available to us. But what it is doing, it's starting to represent the people who've been speaking truth from the start. So we don't always need to resort to conspiratorial thinking. Not everything is a conspiracy. We have been subject to a conspiracy, absolutely, a conspiracy to remove us of all of our human rights. But not all of the things that are quite obviously positive to me are a conspiracy to distract us. Some are, but not all are. Not everybody is controlled opposition. We've got to be careful that the way that we want things to go as individuals, that if others divert slightly off what they think the direction of travel should be, that doesn't mean they're controlled opposition. We can still disagree with ourselves, amongst ourselves. The point I'm making is that the common purpose that we all have to free us from the shackles, to remove our enslavement, to change the system, to liberate ourselves and others as individuals, that's our common purpose. And we're moving closer to that. I think it is obvious. I think it's obvious. So let's celebrate, because we need to. There are worldwide freedom marches this Saturday. I will be going to the one in Liverpool. And I hope and I expect, and I think it will be, a celebration a celebration of what we have achieved so far, whilst at the same time quite clearly remaining vigilant and on guard. But we don't need to be consumed by what might happen in terms of a negative standpoint. Let's allow ourselves to be consumed by what could happen in a positive way. Let that consume us. Let that dictate how we manifest ourselves in the world going forward. Because by doing that, now we are in the ascendancy. Now we do have this connectedness amongst all of us truth seekers and truth tellers. We can manifest that positivity even more going forward. So let's focus on the positives, people. That's what I suggest. When there is an obvious win in our many battles that we are facing on many fronts, let's acknowledge, let's pat ourselves on the back, and let's prepare for the next one, but in a positive way. Let's stay united. Let's not see distraction and conspiracy absolutely everywhere we look. Let's see truth as well. Let's see victory. Let's see how our actions have made a massive difference. Because in my opinion, we are in the ascendancy. They are rattled and they are scared. And that's because of one thing. They know, as we've known all along, we have truth on our side. And because we've got truth on our side, we are and we will prevail. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.